Hello, good morning, good evening, and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for. And to ensure this channel survives, please don't skip the ads. Thank you. So you're considering retiring to the Philippines. You may have watched my previous video about what you need to know before retiring here. You haven't? Why haven't you? So in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the negatives about living here. Okay, before all you geriatrics who've been living here since 1946 start abusing me, saying if you don't like it here, go back to your own country. I love living in the Philippines. I'm just pointing out a few things that are irritating or annoy me. Maybe they won't annoy you. But I'm just saying, so chill, Grandad. Have your child bride prepare you a fresh brew of Horlicks. Sit back and relax. Firstly, you need to get used to the expression out of stock, sir, as you're going to hear it frequently. You're looking for an item on the supermarket shelf which you can't locate. So you approach one of the 1,000 employees dotted around the store. Labour is cheap in the Philippines. There's always more staff than necessary. The employee will lead you to a couple of places your item could be, before you're finally told, "It's out of stock, sir," even if the store doesn't actually stock that particular item to begin with. Many items on the supermarket shelves are unpriced, or have been placed on a shelf with an unrelated price tag. So you need to read the numbered barcode on the item and find the corresponding price tag, which can usually be found 3 shelves down. At the checkout, there's a line of people ahead of you waiting to get their groceries checked out. A lot of the cashiers have a packer attached who will pack your groceries into bags by filling one bag first before starting on another, rather than evening out the load. Anyway, there's not enough packers to go round, as there's 20 tills and only 10 packers. So the cashier is scanning all the barcodes and piling up the customer's items ready to be packed, while the Filipino customer is standing there watching the cashier scan their items. I'm 3 behind them in the queue. "Excuse me," I say. "Wouldn't it be a lot quicker if you pack your own bags?" I receive a look as if I've just asked the Filipino to blow me. "Why don't Filipinos pack their own bags?" I ask the cashier stroke bag packer. "Because they're lazy," is the response. Oh gosh, makes my blood boil each time I go shopping, so I go early now. Arrive at the supermarket at 9 AM before the mall opens. Whiz round, get my shopping, go to the checkout, mark for seniors or PWDs, and I'm out of there by 10 AM. Shopping in Metro at the weekend? Don't even think about it. Theft amongst staff is rife, apparently. At a lot of stores, you'll see the store staff lined up and have their bags checked by the security guards at the exit. This also happens at Landers Superstore, the classy supermarket, where customers pay an annual membership fee. Then on exit, each item is ticked off individually on your receipt as they go through your purchases. You might be stuck behind a customer who has 2 trolleys, but you're going to have to wait. We've all paid to be part of this charade, remember? Whereas at Metro store, where you haven't paid a membership, they just tick your receipt and let you go on your merry way. Then the Landers assistant wheeling the customer's trolley is body searched by a guard at the exit, just in case he's smuggling out some condoms. To sell on the black market, of course. Filipinos don't use condoms. Restaurants may list 200 items on their menu, but only 20 will be currently available. You're better off asking what is actually available that day, rather than choosing an item on the menu that is not available, has probably never been available. It happened to me recently in Greenbelt, Manila, where I was craving fish and chips. No such luck. Not available, sir. So back to pricing. You may go to the 7-Eleven and see the price of a beer in the fridge is 49 pesos. But when it's rung up on the till, the price is actually 56 pesos, as the price tag hasn't been updated. Anyway, you've eaten the one thing on the menu that the restaurant has in stock. You've asked for your bill, which took 10 minutes to arrive. Earlier at the ATM, when you wanted to withdraw 20,000 pesos, you had to do 2 transactions, withdrawing 10,000 at each attempt, incurring 250 peso fees, which is $9. So you've only got 1,000 peso notes. You may be the 20th customer of the day, but finding change from a 1,000 peso note could still take between 10 and 20 minutes. Please wait a while, sir, you're told. Not, could you kindly wait a couple of minutes? Wait a while could mean anything from 1 minute to eternity. Just sounds like you're going to be there until breathing your last breath. At the carinderias, the food is always cold. I love eating Filipino food at carinderias, but the food's been sitting there since the start of the day. Rice, however, remains warm in a pot, but other dishes are served cold. I love mongo dish here, but it doesn't taste so good cold. Also, the majority of carinderias close early, catering more for the lunchtime crowd, running out of cold food before the end of the day. You want good infrastructure? Go live in Thailand or Malaysia. Condo maintenance? There's no rush. Everything gets left. Buildings quickly fall into disrepair. At one condo I stayed at, just outside IT Park in Cebu, floor tiles on the roof terrace remained broken and neglected for the 14 months I lived there. At another condo in Mabolo, they eventually started repairing the ceiling of the eco garden, which the typhoon had ripped out 8 months earlier. If there's a machine in the gym that needs to be maintained or replaced, you could be waiting weeks or months of them to find the right parts. I can't understand why people buy condos here anyway. It's not your country. How many things can possibly go wrong? I'd just rent for peace of mind. And even then, unless you rent from a reputable agent, you won't be getting your 2 months deposit back. Brownouts are frequent in the Philippines. Not that common when I lived in Cebu City, but still possible. But electric companies would routinely service their lines, so they'd cut the power for a whole day a couple of times a year. In the big cities, if you've got fibre optic cable, you're generally fine. With wireless, it depends if you've chosen Globe or Smart, and you're located on the right side of the street whilst waving your phone in the air. In Iloilo, in the majority of hotels I stayed at, the internet was rubbish. On the majority of remote islands, the internet also sucks. Going to the immigration office to renew your visa isn't always straightforward. Offices in different parts of the country have their own set of rules, so you may be able to get a 6-month visa at one office, but not at another. When I was living in Cebu City, I'd go to the Mandawi office to get my extensions. Having been here already 5 months, I went to renew my visa again. Asked for 6 months. Managed to get it, as I said I needed a 6-month visa to apply for a Filipino driver's license. Which was true at the time. Not the bit about applying for a license. I had no intention of applying for a vehicle license. But you do need a tourist visa longer than 6 months if you want to apply for a Filipino driver's license. So that first renewal was easy. Next time I went to renew again, requesting a 6-month visa extension, I was asked if I was married to a Filipina. No, But I'm over 60. Okay, we'll give it to you this time as a senior. Next time I went, I asked again. I was told you can only get 2 6-month visas over a 3-year period. But some people I know at different offices in the country had 3 over a 3-year period. I was told the rule had now changed and I couldn't get any more 6-month visas as I'd been here over 18 months. As I said, different offices have different rules. Apparently it's easier getting a 6-month visa in Lapu-Lapu rather than going to the main Cebu office. It really depends on who you talk to on that specific day, which applies to everything in the Philippines. I was staying at a hotel in Dumaguete who were charging 900 pesos a night. The room was quite tiny, so I walked around nearby searching for a better deal. Found a place for 800 pesos and asked about availability for the following day. The guy on the reception said, "There's no rooms available." "Maybe somebody will check out tomorrow," I said. "No," he insisted, "we have bookings for tomorrow," and directed me to their sister hotel where the rooms were more expensive, funnily enough. The following day, as I was walking past the hotel, I thought I'd just inquire again. There was a lady on the reception that day. "Do you have any rooms available today?" I asked. "Why, yes, sir," she said, as if there were plenty available. In Asia, it's often necessary asking the same question to different people at different times of the day. I have the same rule when asking questions in India now. I once asked if this was the right platform for the overnight train to Jaipur and was told yes. As we watched the overnight train to Jaipur, which only went once a day, move off from the opposite platform. So I now ask the question from multiple viewpoints and different gesticulations, which will hopefully only get one, i.e. the correct answer. Is this the right platform? Is this the wrong platform? Is that the right platform? What year was I born? Hotel quality is really hit and miss in the Philippines. My budget is normally no more than 1,000 pesos, which is around $18. For that price, you should get something quite decent in most places, although you are better off spending at least $25. I have stayed at some decent places for 800 pesos, but at the majority of hotels in that price range, there's always something missing. Like, there might be a small chest of drawers, but nowhere to hang your clothes. And if there is somewhere to hang your clothes, there'll be no hangers, so you need to ask for them. Even just hooks on the wall will do. Like, what do you do with your used bath towel after you've used it? At my current hotel in Manila, there's a clothes rack to hang your clothes, but nothing to put your stuff on. Surely mounting a couple of shelves where you can put your phone and toilet bag will be a simple task for the maintenance department. But no, you just have to put them on the floor. At least they were able to provide me with a desk and chair. But it always baffles me when I stay in these places, thinking how people live or how they expect their guests to live. Do they not think things through? You go to put the TV on in the hotel and of course the remote control doesn't have any batteries in it. Hotels in the Philippines are so far behind with customer service compared to other Asian countries. At a hotel in Iloilo, I'd spend hours each day in my room editing videos. Having not experienced an Iloilo morning the whole week, one morning when I got up, I decided to mix up my day and spend the morning outside instead. Radical, huh? I asked at reception if they could make up the room whilst I was out. When I returned at midday, 4 hours later, they hadn't made the room up. Said they'd do it after 1 p.m. whilst I was in it. Great. Music is always loud. I never thought I'd be talking like my old man, but turn it down. I suffer with tinnitus, so my ears are sensitive to loud sounds or music at a different pitch. Walking past stores with outside speakers is particularly uncomfortable. I act like an autistic child, need to immediately cross the road or walk past with my fingers jammed in my ears. You go to a restaurant, deafening. Neighbours playing music, deafening. People in jeepneys watching TikTok on their phones, deafening. It's like they're unaware there's other people around them. I don't want to listen to that shite, thank you very much. Traffic in the big cities is horrendous, so imagine the noise. The traffic is at a standstill and the drivers are all honking their horns. What's the point? You're all going in the same direction and everyone's honking their horns. Your honking ain't gonna make any difference, sweetheart. I'd never consider driving here. Wouldn't even drive a scooter on a remote island. There's no road rules. I can't believe foreigners who take their lives in their hands driving motorbikes. No thanks. Imagine losing one of your legs and needing to walk places. But you can't, because pavements don't really exist here. People don't walk here anyway, too lazy. Filipinos sit in the bus or jeepney for 15 minutes waiting for it to fill up. Then 5 minutes after we've departed, they get off. Surely it would have been quicker than walking, but they can't be asked. You're expected to walk in the roads trying to avoid the passing cars, jeepneys, trucks, motorbikes. If there are pavements, they've got food stalls on them and motorbikes parked on them. Or motorbikes riding on the pavements to navigate past the cars that are stuck in traffic. Try and cross the road? Good luck. There are zebra crossings. Well, there's markings on the road implying that they're zebra crossings, which in your own country, when you step on it, cars will stop. Ha! Not so here. You have to walk slowly, holding your hand up and looking the driver straight in the eye. Even then they won't stop. They'll just drive around you. Cycle lanes? Forget it. If there is one, like there is in Iloilo, they're continually blocked with parked cars. Total waste of time. Here at BWC, we are a sharing community. So could you kindly keep Uncle content by sharing this video with your friends? Thank you. Filipinos are sticklers for doing things in the rightful or lawful way. So as you're no doubt aware, there's security guards everywhere. As you walk down the street, you'll see security guards outside a number of establishments. The establishments may be closed, but there'll be a guard outside sat on a chair staring at his mobile phone or sleeping. When you walk into a shopping mall, there'll be a guards on the door checking your bag as you go in, making sure you're not going in there with a loaded gun. There's a joke here. Guys are advised when going out on a date not to go out with a loading gun. Anyway. Most guards are pleasant people. I've shot plenty of footage having a laugh with security guards, even those working at airport security, where I shouldn't really be filming. But Filipinos love the camera. The area around IT Park and Business Park in Cebu is governed by marshals. They're everywhere, which is great for security, but they're also a pain in the ass when you're trying to film. Now my camera is quite small. It doesn't give off the impression of being a large film camera. Like if you're shooting in the centre of London with a large ARRI camera and a crew of 12 people, you'd be expected to have obtained a licence to film for commercial purposes. But I've lost count of the number of times I've been approached by a marshal whilst doing a cinematic pan with my camera. One time, after I'd just been filming on a corner outside a Yada centre in Cebu, I heard the marshal's whistle. I knew he was whistling at me, but I just turned on my heels and started walking. He walked after me, blowing his whistle. I kept walking. Eventually the whistles got louder. I was going to say, do you mind not doing that? That noise is playing havoc with my tinnitus. Yes, officer? How can I help you? I said pleasantly. You can't film here, it's private property. Oh, really? You can use a smartphone though. So I can't film here using my compact Canon GR7 Mark II, but I can use an iPhone that has very good video quality instead. Logic? There is no logic. That's another expression you're going to have to get used to here. Cue for a Supertramp song, anyone? I'll start you off. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful. A miracle, oh it was beautiful, magical. Logic? There is no logic. Here at BWC, Uncle doesn't charge a subscription fee like Auntie does, but buying us a coffee would be much appreciated. Thank you. The same thing happened at Robinson's Galleria. I'd been walking around filming inside the mall already for 2 hours, whilst walking past numerous guards who saw me filming and didn't say anything. Then as soon as I went outside to film the exterior, I was questioned, not once, but by 2 different security guards. You need a permit, I was told. Really? I said. You need a permit, I was told. Really? I said. Outside or inside the building? I asked. Just outside the building. So I can film inside? No, that's not allowed. I didn't tell him I'd just been filming inside for 2 hours already, as his mates walked past me looking at their smartphones. Make up your mind. I filmed inside numerous malls and never been questioned, but as soon as I'm walking around the exteriors of these properties, it suddenly becomes private. That's poppycock. During times of COVID, when the gym eventually reopened, we were told to wear our face masks at all times. Instructors would constantly walk around insisting that people wear their face masks properly over our mouths rather than warming our chins. Meanwhile, down below there are around 10 badminton courts with 4 people playing on each court, so around 40 people altogether, none of whom were required to wear face masks. Approaching a gym instructor, I asked why nobody was wearing masks while playing badminton, but whilst using the gym we were required to. Can you not catch COVID playing badminton? Protocol, sir, was the response, whatever that meant. But there are also times when protocol will work for you. I was at a dock on Camigan Island, wanting to catch a ferry to Mindanao. A week earlier, I'd managed to sneak onto the island without obtaining a QR code. At the ferry port, I was asked to show the app with my QR code on. I don't have it, I said. But you can't leave the island without showing us your QR code, sir. I lost my phone, I said, thinking outside the box. The guy pulls a face, calls over his supervisor, and so I repeat my dilemma. Oh, okay, says his superior, stamping a piece of paper, clearing me to leave the island. Really depends if they can be bothered or not, or it's going to make them late for their lunch. So I was able to go on my merry way after all. And then there's the issue of Filipino time. Oh no, I've run out of time to talk about that. It would take too long. I'd be interested to know what irritates you about living in the Philippines. Or is it just me, grumpy old git? Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't, obviously. Thank you. If you like the video, please could you like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to ding the notification bell to see my videos before your friends. See you on the next video. Take care everyone.